There's been a few of them. Obviously, Matt has got to be one of them. I got to see Ben rise from where he was at 16.
You came through the schools, right?
He did a couple schools. We had a great race together at Daytona where I beat him because I just was older and smarter. That was it. I had no business beating Ben at Daytona that year, and I did. And I said that day in the press conference, I said Ben Spies will be world champion one day because he was just that good, you know. So watching him go up against Matt, you have to tip your hat to him and what he did. And I still think his World Superbike Championship is one of the least that gets talked about, that should be talked about a lot more, because he just went over there and dominated like a lot of really great guys. So, but those two guys definitely come to the front. There was a guy named Jamie James back in the day in the early 90s. Loved how he rode with just heart and just manhandled the thing. Scott was a huge influence to me, Russell. And I'd be remiss if I didn't say, obviously, my dad and my Uncle Kenny. He taught me so much about, not just about life, but just, he would give me a different perspective on riding than my dad would. So between the two of them, that's kind of what molded me along.
Even in the World Championship.
Oh, the World Championship. I mean, yeah, sometimes I forget I got to do some of that too. Bayliss was pretty fun. He was great. He was great to be around. He was super accommodating to me. But when I'd see him on track, he would do things so different and so unorthodox. You'd be like, wow, there's a whole nother way of riding a bike that you can get away with and win and be really good at. And he really muscled a bike around. Troy did.
It was crazy. He used all arms.
He would pull himself. He'd get to the apex of a corner and give it as much throttle as he could, and you'd see him literally physically pulling himself up onto the bike. You know, I mean, when you ask that question, Corey, it's funny because my first year at Suzuka, I was Mick Doohan was there. You know, I was on the track with Mick Doohan.
Wow.
You know, I remember. You know,
talk about two, like, that's insane that you say that you have Doohan's riding style and then Troy's riding style in your life that you saw.
I got to ride with those. I got to be on the track with him. I don't know if I raced him, but I got to be on the track with him. So Mick was cool. And I did again, I'm in Japan, I'm by myself. It's race day. I'm scared out of my mind. And they used to give you these vouchers for breakfast at the hotel, the Suzuka Circuit Hotel. Great place. And the fans would be outside the windows, peeking in, just trying to get a view of the riders. And I remember there were no seats, and there was a guy sitting by himself, and I went over and I put my tray down, and can I sit here? Oh, yeah, mate, no worries. It was Wayne Gardner. And I remember looking at him, and he's probably mid to early 30s that time, maybe mid-30s. And he was gray, like gray. And I'm like, whoa, those 500s are taking some years out of your life, you know? That's what I was thinking. I played golf with Remy last year. I told him the story, and he was just laughing. I'm like, yeah, I had breakfast once with your dad at Suzuka. Like,
that's crazy.
Who can say that? Like, I think as you get older, you reminisce and you think about all the cool things you've done. And yeah, I shared a track with Mick Doohan and Wayne Gardner and all those guys. Colin, Colin was great. I remember when Colin was just coming through, like literally he was going and doing the AMA CCS Race of Champions and winning like 13 championships. He rode every class. So it was fun to watch him come through.